Hi, I'm Brandon with Porch Windows Direct. In today's video, we're going to talk about some tips and installation techniques for porch doors. Now, these will apply to storm doors, screen doors, entry doors. Specifically, we're talking about our Extend aluminum pre-hung door. Now, when you're all done, what we're trying to achieve is a consistent reveal, that's the gap between the door slab and the door frame. Consistent reveal up both sides and across the top, and then the handle lining up with the strike plate so that when you pull it shut, the plunger will connect into the hole in the strike plate and keep the door latched. The first reason why this latching is going to be a problem would be if your floor is not level. Now, we pre-install the strike plate on the door frame. After you put the handle on, this plunger should match up with the hole in the strike plate so that it latches. If your floor is not level, then the plunger will not match up with the strike plate. What to do? Well, the easiest solution that we've found is to cut a wedge or a large shim to place underneath the threshold and level that out. We prefer to use a PVC material cut to the thickness of how much it is out of level and then tapered down to 0. Get that under the threshold first, set the door on top of it. Now you're sitting on a level surface, and when the door shuts, it will latch every time. The other issue that you can run into would be if the posts on the left and right side of the door are not plumb to each other and in the same plane. What will happen then is that when the door slab is shut, maybe the top of it might be sticking out a little bit or at the bottom, not shutting flat against the weather stripping that is on the door frame. The way to adjust that might be to detach one of the posts and move it front or back to make it plumb with the post on the other side, or if there's some exterior trim on the face of that post, you could shim just the trim alone at the top or bottom to get that to line up. Or finally, you could use the same wedge idea and behind just the door flange itself, put a large wedge that would shim the frame out or at the top or bottom to get everything to line up perfectly. Once you have everything installed, another step might be on an outswing door if you want to add a self-closing device. What we find works best is these hydraulic storm door closers. They're available at your local home center. We attach that onto the wood post and then onto the frame along the bottom of the door. This will limit the door from opening beyond 90 degrees, and it will pull it shut behind you. Typically, it will not pull it shut hard enough to actually latch into the strike plate. You have to give it a little pull at the end to get that to seal tight against the weather stripping and latch. If you find that some point in the future, after your door had been installed properly and was working great, that for some reason now it's not latching anymore and it's blowing open in the wind, which seems odd. I had it working just fine at one point and now something has changed. Usually that's because either the porch structure heaved or settled, or maybe one of the posts on either side of the door have twisted or warped. And any one of those movements will cause things that you had dialed in just right to not be right anymore. The best solution to that would be to adjust or replace the piece that has moved and is causing this new problem. The final solution, if you can't replace one of those items, would be to actually adjust the strike plate by either moving that up or down to line up with the plunger and the door handle. That isn't the ideal solution, but it is possible. If you're going to move the strike plate, when you remove the 2 screws that we installed in the factory, there's actually a metal plate behind those that is going to drop and fall out of there. That's okay, because we're not going to use those short screws anymore. What you're going to want to use is a longer screw that'll go through the door frame and into the wood post behind it. So unscrew the strike plate, let that metal plate drop that's no longer needed, move the strike plate up or down according to where you need it to be, and then new longer screws through our frame and into the wood post. Now, if that thing has moved, the door has moved somehow that caused this to be necessary to move the strike plate, you're probably going to see a change in the reveal around the door, meaning your gap at the top on the handle side might be a little bit more than it is on the other side. By just moving the strike plate, you're solving the latching issue, but you're not solving that problem. The only way to solve that would be to remove the door completely and start over. Those are some tips on installation and adjusting of your porch door. Thank you for checking out today's video. If you want more information on the Extend porch windows and door, please visit our website, porchwindowsdirect.com.